My name is Teri Steinberg. I'm 27 years old, and Israel changed my life. I got interested in a country called Israel, for my parents have been there. My sister has many times. At first, I was the only person that was nervous because I was the only young man with autism going on this Birthright group with the non-autistic young adults. But when we landed in the Holy Land, my nervousness just, well, how do you say it? Disappeared. Like it wasn't with me when I left. For we opened ourselves to others when I placed my hand on the wall. I was actually socializing with the Lord himself. Like he was actually right in front of me. And most important of all, it was unlike any other wall I visited. We even watched him going to his slumber as the sun set in Jerusalem. Very respectful, totally holy. At the Bedouin tents, after riding these camels, we opened our hearts to God, for I told him recently that my father had passed away. God rest his soul for not getting a chance to live long so I could tell him my experience from my trip to the Holy Land. So from there, we started off as strangers, then became terrific friends, then from terrific friends to a such stupendous family. This is my mother, Teri Steinberg. She's a disability consultant. We live in Highland Park, Illinois. And most importantly, she's the best mom in the history of all mothers.
Aww. I am a disability consultant, so I know a lot of people that have gone on varying levels. There are some that are wheelchair users that are doing like special where they wait, put them up on the camel, and it's a very different, slower paced trip. And Bill wanted to be with all the kids like in his class. He always wanted to be with the regular education crowd. And there was a stigma to being, separated down the hall in that other room. And he said, I want to go with everybody else. I called first and I did a little prep work because in my business, I plan for a better future for them. So I went over just a couple of things that I thought he might get stuck in, like he doesn't know about SIM cards. And so I asked the woman if when she changed everybody over to a SIM card, if she could just use his international phone and demonstrate with his and do it for him, not make a big deal out of it, but just use his phone. So he would be just like everybody else. And I knew that they would make him part of a tight group. He didn't really have friends, like the neighbors weren't coming over and playing cards in the basement. There was just someone from the friendship circle would come over and play checkers. This is the way I knew that he could really build maybe his first strong, long-lasting friendships. And so that was my purpose. And then there were, at the end of the trip, a couple of calls from the counselors who said, I want to thank you. She said, first of all, we don't call them moms. These are grown adult children that are coming. These are young adults. We don't call the mommies afterwards and say, but I just wanted to thank you for allowing him the dignity of risk, because they were a great group of kids when they got here, but he made them a family. At the Bedouin tent, when they all gathered together, his father had just died, and he was telling them the story around this bonfire. And the lady said, one came in for a hug, another came in for a hug, and before you know it, they were all hugging and bonding and like, Billy, we got you. And it made me cry. It was like, that was exactly what I wanted him to get out of the trip. When Bill came back, the biggest change was he ate salad. It's like, I've got a super surprise for you, Mom. Hey, lettuce, tomato. He's like, look at me eating my Israeli salad. I'd like you to order some hummus. I'm like, who are you? And where's my child? Did you leave him in Israel? And when he came home, he had grown into a man. He had opportunities to be so proud of himself that he wouldn't have gotten if he'd have stayed in his safe little house on the couch and watched the movie of someone else going to Israel. That's the kind of thing that people need to know when they send someone out on Birthright. They are ensuring that there is another full generation of young Jewish adults that will then take it home and practice a little more.
The point is, if Israel changed my life, it will certainly change yours as well. If you donate now, I promise you, your lives will change as well as it changed mine. The window of opportunity is yours. Take it while you still can.